people together. You could tell a lot of people had never talked to each other or never had a chance to interact. Seemed like they were, really had a chance to do that. So I thought it was a great event for that reason. So I don't know if that's too much work to do it twice a year, but either one is fine. If you only want to do it
No,
once.
I don't think it's much work, really. I mean, it's a matter of just, if we do it before it warms up, just gaining access to the building.
Just
And
need dates, what dates you'd want to do it, and I can pass that through the board.
is there any concern about, is any different as far as coronavirus versus it was when we did it the last time?
Not that I know of. I mean, I think they still have some services going on in there, and they were very pleased to have it used, by people.
Okay.
If we'd have to limit the number of people again, like we did.
Yeah. What did we limit that to last time? I think we had about at least
22, I want to say.
22?
Yeah, 22 or 24. So at least there were 6 on each side with 2 partners. So that's 12 and 12. So around 20, yeah.
Okay. So we, well, we can look at the run sign up, oh, not run sign up, the sign up genius from the last time and see where we capped it. I tried to text Steve, but for some reason it didn't go through. But yeah, so let's somehow, I'll get a hold of him and ask him to look that up. If I don't have an email, if anyone has the email from the last invite to that, then we can all probably look it up, but I don't know if I still have it. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it was around 20 or so. And then it's just, we got to pick some dates. I would think that we're going to string them again, like what, once a week for four weeks so a month.
Yeah. If you can decide on the month, I can find out what dates are booked already. And then you can figure out, where you want to fit it in there.
Does anyone
What day
have
of the
any?
week was it?
Was it Wednesday or Thursday, I think?
Yeah, I do Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Do you know, Sue, if there's anybody who uses it regularly on either Wednesday or Thursday?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'd have to talk to Doc Eberhardt because he does the calendar. Yeah, just, do you know what month you might want to be doing it?
I think I would assume that if to get the word out long enough to get interest, which it didn't seem like it took very long last time.
Like March,
like February.
February? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask them February and March.
Okay.
If what they're open and what time are we thinking? Early evening or?
What, 6:30? It seems like that was enough time for people to get there from work.
Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect.
March, 4 dates.
Hey, Carolyn, we just started on the cornhole and thought we'd hold off on the discussion of reorganization until some more people show up.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was late.
That's okay.
Bedtime struggles.
Oh, man. I just dropped Elliot off at the airport today. I don't have any bedtime struggles.
You wish you did, I'm sure. It goes fast.
So he's back in school, huh?
Yeah. Calvin started on the 4th. He's all in. All right. So, Sue, you'll check and see if February, March, and I guess Wednesdays or Thursdays?
Yep.
Okay. For 4 weeks in a row.
Probably want to make that tournament a random draw, so we don't. So it's more interesting too if you play with. I mean, we all knew who was going to win the last time. And that's what a lot of these cornhole leagues do when they host cornhole night at some bar, and you never go with a partner. You can go with somebody, but you're not going to play with them. It's a random draw.
Oh, that's neat.
Interesting. Okay.
They don't want ringers, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
one of the emails floating around early, I guess, before this meeting was about the new format for the newsletter, the physical and the e-letter. And it seemed like they were asking us for a decision about the race. So I was wondering what everyone's thoughts were between trying to do like a COVID friendly race if we're still shooting for like April or May or whatever the normal timing is, which might be kind of soon for vaccination timing. And then the other alternative is, I hate to do this, but delay it again to the fall so that the probability that everybody's been vaccinated by then, where you could kind of do a little bit more safely, might be higher. So I was wondering what everybody's thoughts were on that.
Well, I can tell you that I'm timing the Bucks County Roadrunners Winter Series that started this past Sunday, and it's 8
Okay.
consecutive weeks of races. The park capped the total at 175, and we got about 158 people this past
Wow.
Sunday. And the way we did it is it was chip time, so it doesn't matter, if it's not a mass start. So they were rolling
Yeah.
like maybe 10 to 15 people every 30 seconds through the start line, and it took about 5 minutes to get everyone through. So 150 people over 5 minutes to get everyone through the start line. And so that was some of the regulations that were put in place for the park and COVID. And that seemed to work well. Everyone wore a mask till they got to the start line. And as soon as they took off, they can take the mask off. When they got done, they put the mask on and they just walked back to their car and they left. It's not like it used to be when they had a bunch of social events after the fact, but
Right.
people seem to at least enjoy the fact that they could get out and race.
Yeah, that's
So
a great
it's doable.
idea. And I guess what were the numbers that the Yardley race has generated as far as runners in the last couple of years? I don't
It's like
remember.
300 for the
Never-
5K, right, Ann?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would take essentially twice as long to get everyone through the start line. But if you're going by the same formula that the Bucks County Roadrunners used, which means 10 minutes, which means add 10 minutes plus to a cutoff or to the time that we normally would expect the last person to finish.
Yeah.
But we also did it in a way that, unfortunately, as a timer, we put the fastest people up front, so there'd be less people passing each other during the race. But that also
Yeah.
means as a timer, you're there a lot longer because the slowest people start 5 minutes after the fastest person,
Right.
which is no big deal for a 5K, but we'll be doing a half marathon. So I'm going to be out there for like 3.5 hours probably. For that
Yeah,
race.
that's like the Broad Street run. I mean, people in the back, 15-minute milers that finish like a week later.
Yeah, but it's doable. And a lot of timers are doing that. And not that we have access to the roads that long, but if it was in a park or something, you could have the mats, you could have the course open all day long and people could come in at any time of the day and run.
Yeah. And I would think that, I think just natural people easing back into normalcy, if we do it in the spring, I don't think you're going to get the same level of participation that we may have gotten at peak years when there wasn't a problem. So you might be in the shorter end of that estimate anyway, like unless you think people are just dying to get out and run races.
Yeah, and it's May is the first one, and I actually got an email yesterday or day before from the timer that we were going to use, and it looks like a pretty formatted thing with just threw my name at the top. But basically, he's saying that they have solutions for this, and basically, I'm sure the solution is what I explained: an open map, and waves of people.
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
think, I don't know. I mean, I always see our race as like a very social,
Family event.
family kind of thing. And I just wonder, maybe we could do the race in the mile race still. Well, I guess that, depending on whether Memorial Day still has a parade. But that sort of seemed like that was hitting the more sort of not professional, more a different kind of runner than the 5K. Not totally true because there was a lot of overlap, but
More family.
yeah. And so I mean, I could see maybe trying to shoot for the 5K in the fall, but just because not only is it the people that are running, but it's like getting volunteers and sort of marshaling the race and of that. You know, it's outdoors, so maybe people are more comfortable, but it's just, I don't know, just,
So are you saying have one race and have it in the fall? Or are you saying flip the script and have the mile first and the 5K in the fall?
well, I guess we always had the mile first, but like have the mile in, maybe try and keep that in May, or maybe push it back, I don't know, to 4th of July, but that would probably be too hot. Or, and then do the 5K in the spring. I don't know.
Yeah, I see
mean,
the mile as extremely low risk compared to, because I mean, people, there's just, you're done so quickly even without staggering.
It was a natural stagger pretty quickly. But we also didn't have tons of people either. So, I mean, it was 100 and something, right?
Yeah,
110, 115.
which is, then it comes down to what does the timer cost? Because
Yeah,
timers don't want to come out to make $200.
right.
And
We,
we
I
don't
mean,
want to
the
pay
two
it.
races combined, we were kind of able to deal with the fees. I think you're right, Jim. It might be tough just on mile to cover everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you can't do the two shirt, you know, the same shirt. And
And then also maybe some of those milers that we had, they jumped on that because, we had that combo package going on, combo price.
yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe we should reach out to YBA and the Legion and all and see if they have any preliminary plans for the coming season for parades and other events. We don't want to be the only ones proposing to hold something, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at the Legion Thursday night, so I can ask.
There you
Oh, okay, great.
Do they vote on like doing the parade or they just follow the YBA on that? I'm sure
Oh.
they'll still do the observances, right?
Yeah, because I don't know how they do that because I'm only a Sons of American Legion, and that's not one of our projects. But Ted, the commander, would know regardless. So I'll ask Ted.
Yeah, I was just wondering, if we have to come up with any kind of timing in advance of the newsletter. That's the only reason I was actually bringing it up so early. So I don't know if we wanted to get.
Yeah, I mean, she said she'd need something in March, and I mean, at some point, yeah, we got to start. We have to decide whether we're going to try and do it, and because it does take some advanced planning, and so I don't know. I just
That for maybe a February topic for February Parks and Rec. Because then we can come up with an idea and then get it into the March newsletter if we have more information. Just an idea.
Yeah, I can ask the timer what we're talking about and seeing what he might charge, and then I'll ask Ted if they're doing anything for Memorial Day, if they're planning on it, or if they're part of the decision. And then maybe we'll, like you said, have more information by the time we meet next time,
okay.
and then we can do it. You can nowadays, you don't have to, well, you can throw a race together a little bit quicker as far as getting participants, because the people that really want to race are going to race. They don't need to know about it 6 months in advance. It's just like you said, the volunteers and all the logistics is the only thing. But if we keep it really simple, then it's doable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we did do it in the spring and we did do it in the way that you're talking about, like I think Lisa mentioned last time that the prizes were just given to people as they finished.
Mhm.
And there's like no award ceremony and
Yeah.
no, no prizes or none of the
Yeah, of course.
after party stuff. And that would keep it simpler.
Yeah. Don't go away mad. Just go away. I mean,
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think, I guess we need to sort of think about like, the sort of the race was a fun event, but it was also sort of a family event, and it raised money, and you know, it helped us support nonprofits in the borough. So, you know, it was sad to miss it last year, but I don't know, it just seems maybe in a by the February meeting, we'll have a better sense of how many people actually, you know, are getting the vaccine. Just maybe we have a better sense of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It just seems like it's not going as maybe as originally planned. I don't know.
And I guess we're not thinking about a Easter egg hunt this year either.
Yeah, I just sort of, yeah. I mean, because we did get, Sue and I got the new revised permit application and request from Wes today if we have any scheduled events to let him know, because he's putting together the calendar. So I could maybe put a placeholder on cornhole and maybe a Halloween parade and and then play it by ear on the races. And
Yeah, Easter is the 4th of April, which is kind of early. So that's going to be real early in whatever kind of bounce back we're going to have. So I would think the Easter egg parade might be tough to pull off.
okay.
All right, what else?
Well, so the only other thing was reorganization.
We went down one, Aquila left.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect because then we should have Steve become president.
Mhm.
All volunteers take one step back.
No, wait a minute. Did we lose Akbil?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
She dropped off.
Oh, here she is.
Back.
Oh,
Oh.
good. We can tell her that she's the new president now.
Exactly.
No contested election here. Hey, welcome back. We just made you the president.
Thanks.
Or no, chair. What is it? What do we call it? No, I know. I mean, we did discuss last time that Sue and Carol both wanted to, yeah, I think Carol said that she was willing to step down or interested in
Yes.
stepping down.
Yes.
I'm definitely interested in stepping down, but so I don't know, Carolyn, if you got any interest or anybody that expressed interest for any of the, nobody reached out to you.
Nope. Crickets.
Right, maybe we have to draw straws, like, you know.
We should, I mean, if people don't,
Whoever's the last one.
if people
I
don't
think-
mind waiting a month, we probably should wait until more folks are here. Cause I think
Yeah.
most of the people who had even limited interest are not here. So
Yeah.
I don't know, unless Joe, are you interested?
I got some thinking to do, and possibly not. I'm on another committee and have some other balls in the air personally, so it might be difficult. But what I was going to ask is, I've only been around for a year, so I'm not even sure what the office infrastructure of PNR is. So, is it possible that somebody could just put that in an email out to everybody saying, here are the positions that need to be filled. Here's who's currently filling, and here's who would like to take a step back because they've been at it as long as they have. I'm sure, Ann, you've been doing this forever, and Carol, you as well, and Susan, you guys have all been doing this forever. So if there's a role there that I can squeeze in, I'll definitely do it because I've only been around a year. So I'll take.
Yeah,
my
I can
turn.
definitely, I'll put that in the minutes for today so everybody sees that
Yeah.
and make sure we can talk about it next time. And Carol Schultz, what I can't remember what you said about continuing to be treasurer.
Oh, it's kind of an easy thing for me to do, and I don't mind it.
Okay, cool.
And I've got,
One position filled.
What a productive meeting.
Yes. Oh, that's good. All right. I mean, I think, I don't know, is there anything else? So those were all the things that I had sort of on my list.
Maybe in that,
What's
this,
your crazy idea for this month?
oh, I had one. What was it? Gosh, what, it must have not been too crazy because I can't remember what it was, but I was thinking, oh, that would be a cool one. I don't know. I think though, when we list the chair and the secretary and, the treasurer, obviously treasurer, you know what that is, but if you can list the responsibilities that go with those, because what does the chair do different than just a person on the board? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a question, I don't think there's like really defined roles. And we just, I mean, maybe Carol, you might have better perspective on this. It's kind of, because it's a small volunteer, it's sort of, I think it's driven by sort of the person's interest and abilities. But I mean, generally, the
We are more organized in the past couple of years than we have ever been. I mean, it was quite lax, minutes and everything else. I mean, we did have to keep the books straight, but other than that, there wasn't too much going on. Anne have really stepped that up, I think.
Absolutely. And Anne is sort of like the person who runs the board.
well, except
But
like
it's
the
also, I think also the position is who the borough goes to when they have a question or when they need something. There's this designated chair that Paula can reach out to, or in that kind of thing.
Yeah,
right,
so the chairs are supposed to, send in like an annual report.
right.
So you would, I mean, obviously the committee does that as a group, but the chair would spearhead that, the budget, making sure that that gets in timely filed. And then, I mean, technically they're supposed to be like parliamentarian for the committee, but obviously we don't need any such Robert's rules, master, whatever. We're good on that front. But yeah, that's technically what the role is meant to be.
But that's a good exercise for us to just put it all down.
Yeah, yeah.
We can do that.
I've been involved in a couple committees over the years, and I'm not trying to talk Ann into this, but I've seen like transitions being done reasonably, where you have sort of a rookie or somebody relatively new becomes like, I don't know, presumptive next year's chairman, and then sort of the person who's been serving in that role for years serves as almost like an emeritus, and they basically just tell that new person what to do and when to do it, and then after a year they have the experience and then they can step away. I've seen it done like that. If that might be a good idea, and take the load off of Ann and have the benefit of not letting things fall through the cracks and things like that. So give that some thought too. And then if you're willing to consider, just being sort of like a figurehead, but telling somebody else who's following you what to do, and then that might work out. I don't know.
Yeah,
think
no, that's definitely true. There's definitely that's a committee and board structure you often see, and it can definitely work. I wouldn't have any problem working with someone. And mostly, I mean, I guess, yeah, I can write down, but mostly what I do is just the minutes and then try to get an agenda out. And I don't really even get an agenda out. I just ask for comments. So it's not huge. I think that what I have spent more time on is like the races and things like that. But like, I feel like Jimmy has definitely stepped up, and Lisa, in terms of sort of a team to work on that. And maybe, more people want to get more involved in that once we figure out, like, I sort of feel like Jimmy's now the race leader. So, or I'm willing to call him, I want to call him that. That's what it is.
what I've noticed since I've been on is everyone kind of has their thing. Like someone's much more involved with the Easter egg hunt than they are the the race and and someone's more involved with the race than they are the, whatever else we might be doing. So
Yeah.
it's almost like we have multiple leaders, leaders for every event, to the point, unofficially.
Yeah. Yeah. And like for years, Carol did the yoga. And, since we've not been able to do the yoga, that, I don't know, maybe we'll get to do that again. But
It
I
sounded
did-
to me like the last time we talked, maybe I'm misunderstanding this. I thought that Steve, I'm not sure I would say he had interest in the job, but he seemed like he was willing to step up and take more responsibility. I don't know if that's changed or maybe I misunderstood. So if he had, I'd certainly be willing to help him out and serve as a wingman, and maybe even I'll think about throwing my hat in the ring if I can figure out how to manage it. And I know it's not a lot of work. So whatever. So there's two potential candidates. I got to think about it. I don't want to just say yes off the top of my head and then have to explain it to my bride.
Mhm.
I would also like to become more of a physician. I'm new, so I'm here for a few more years, so I would definitely love to learn more. I definitely think that this is something I can handle and do the kind of paperwork and the background thing. So this is something I would love to consider too.
oh, awesome.
I would
You're hyped.
definitely be open to
Right.
that. Like I said, I'm the new one, and
Me too.
I will be here for a while. So I think I was the last one to join the team. You guys have seen me so far, many of the things. So I think this is maybe my niche. As Jimmy said, everyone has their things, and Steve does the cornhole, and he's going to be kind of like the webmaster. So I would love that too.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
true. He
mind.
really has a lot of responsibility. That's true.
Right.
All right. Well, everybody give it some thought and see what everybody's up for. And then maybe in February, we talk about, what everybody's willing to step up for.
So, and I remembered what I was thinking about.
Uh-oh.
So, so I don't know if some of y'all may or may not know, but when COVID first started and it was a shock because everything was shutting down. We never dealt with that before. I decided to run every street in the borough. And so I literally ran every named street in the borough. But what was kind of for the hell of it, I don't know. But I think the rec board, it'd be kind of cool to, if we can do it for COVID precautions or not, but have the same thing. You don't have to run everything, but you can run sections. Like I want to run just Rivermar, and it's just like Forrest Gump with all these people running, right? And then, everyone could go out and say hi because I actually had a little tracker you could follow where I was at online as I made my way through the
Oh,
borough.
that's cool.
So we could do the same thing, and people could do, like I said, just Rivermar if they don't want to do, because it amounted to about, I think about just under 19 miles was the entire thing. But then you could have people just do the commons or, section it out. And
Oh
then,
my God, I wish I'd given you a walk audit form. You could have been like talking about like taking an inventory of the streets that need to be
oh,
fixed and the curb cuts and the
I know
So
we
I
see
feel
you
like
all the time on Cars Lane, all the time.
see what?
We see you all the time on Cars Lane. Me and Ross are like, oh my God, Jimmy. He just passes
Oh,
us. Yeah.
And I think that's a really good idea, Jim. I mean, obviously you laid out all the routes and things and what streets constitute the whole town. I'd love to publicize something maybe in the spring newsletter, like the Yardley Parks and Rec Challenge, run the borough. And here, if you want to run it in one shot, here's the map. If you want to run it in 6 different shots, here's the recommended. You can do it 2 or 3 miles at a time. And then, we'll put a plaque someplace, for everybody who gets it done in 2021. Fight back against COVID or something,
Oh, that's a good idea. Not just one, give them ample time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And then, it's an honor system. If you say you ran it, you ran it. And then, we'll have something posted in the borough hall. These people ran the borough, or give a t-shirt or something. I ran the borough. I think that's a great idea. That's a really cool
Yeah.
thing.
I
I
like
just wouldn't know where
put
to
it on
go.
the website.
I put 1,000 miles on the canal in the last year. I don't like. I'd like to know what the route is to run the town and say I did that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so what do you have like on Strava, your route or something? That's that map? What did you use?
Yeah, I use, yeah, it's on
Uh-huh.
Strava.
We should
Yeah, I'd
call
be
it
glad to
Where's Jimmy
manage
and
that
not
event.
Where's
If
Waldo.
Jimmy can help out with the, with the routes and help me, put out, rational blocks, I'll publicize it. I'll write it up for the newsletter, figure out the T-shirts or whatever, and, just make it a fun event, something else to
I mean,
add to
maybe
the.
we could do that instead of the race. I mean, it wouldn't raise money, but it would be fun and
fun.
recreational, and people could do it on their own.
Yeah, or walk the town and
Yeah,
run the town.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, okay. So think about it, Jim, and then you can send me whatever you have on the maps and stuff, and I'll think about it, and I'll put together like a proposal for an event, and whether we do it in the spring or the fall, depending on when we get it organized, it really doesn't matter the timing, I guess.
Yeah, probably just not in the, well, if we did it over time, then people could,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to do the whole thing at once, and if we designated a day for people to do it all at once, then it would want to be in the spring or the fall, because it'd be more likely too warm in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even, obviously everybody's gonna put their input in. I wouldn't even worry about making it a specific timed event. Just do like in 2021.
Right,
Email
then
it to
involve
your-
and do it whenever they want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. And that way you don't have to, get any permits or anything like that. And it's just something that people would do anyway. Like
Yeah, but
I
maybe-
said, you see people running all over the place.
Yeah, maybe we could focus. I mean, it might be good to focus it like April, May or something, just
Okay.
to get
Get out in the spring or something, yeah.
yeah, like end
I
of March,
agree.
like maybe make a 10, 12-week period or something where or I don't know. Yeah. Or at least have some end so that we could like do something to celebrate. But you're saying the end would be December, and maybe we might want to
Yeah.
make it a little shorter than that, but
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
You can post whatever you want. You want to give people enough time, like obviously Jim could run it in a day. But other people, that are more modest runners, only doing a couple miles at a time, might take them a month. So you want to give people flexibility so they don't, not participate because they don't want to run that far that soon.
Yeah, that's good.
I
Note
like
it down, huh? Okay.
Does that mean everyone's gonna do
Yeah, I like that.
it?
Yeah, we could get that in the newsletter in March.
Yeah, that's what, yeah, Joe was saying that, yeah. We should definitely try that. I mean, I could definitely see something like that as a really nice substitute if we want to delay the races until the fall or something.
How about this, Jim? Just send me whatever you have as far as routes or like street grids or whatever, and I'll do something similar to what I did for the pumpkin thing. I'll just put together like a straw man proposal for an event, and then we can talk about it next month, and people can edit it and change the timing or whatever, and we'll have at least something to discuss rather than just generic brainstorming.
Gotcha.
So
Yep.
all I really need is what the footprint of the town looks like as far as the streets that are runnable and, what your experience having done it, what would you recommend if you had to, don't go crazy, but, if you want to do it in 3 sections, this is the best 3 routes. If you want to do it in 10 sections, this is the best 10 routes. And then I'll put something together and we can discuss it next month and decide whether it's something we want to do in place of the run or in addition to the run.
Cool. I will do so.
Thanks.
Do you have like there, yeah, we could do, there's some open source data or open maps that we could use if that's useful. I could help with a map, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally ran with pieces of paper because I wanted to make sure I didn't I went the right way on certain turns. And then Paula followed me around, and when I got done with one sheet of paper, I just gave it to her, and so she saw it. Because after a while, I thought it wouldn't get all, messy, but after a while, pulling out of my shorts, they started a little sweat, and I couldn't read some of them.
All right,
Yeah.
that's too much information, Jimmy.
All right, I'll put something together if you give me some ammo.
Yeah, do you think it would be like, does everybody have access to, like, if you wanted to make it into a Google Doc or that, or Teams or something, or I don't know which is the best way to,
Are you asking, who are you asking?
Joe or,
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with those docs, but I haven't been the one to set them up, so I know enough to be dangerous. I definitely have the ability to access and edit stuff. I've never
maybe
like
I could
posted a
set
doc.
one up in that way, because we have used that in the past. I'll
Yeah,
set up a
sure.
Google Doc for you with a map, and then you can go from there. How about,
Okay,
I'll put a link to it in the notes.
great.
So Jimmy, do you have a name for this?
Run the borough? I don't know.
I like Run the Borough. I think it's a great
The
thing.
borough's great.
Just, it's a good thing we just don't live in Lower Makefield. It'd take us all year to do it.
There
It's
are
the beauty of a
apparently
small town.
a lot of places where you get hurt too.
Yeah, it was an inspiration from an ultra runner in San Francisco that did every named street in San Francisco. So
Oh my
I was
God.
like, oh, well, the borough is not that big. I could do
I'm not signing on to that.
it.
I've been doing more walking with my neighbor through the neighborhood around my house. And, you know, you get in your car and you're driving through these streets and you really don't pay attention to things. You know, there's some really cool houses and,
Oh, sure.
that, you know, that you don't notice unless you really, you know, spend the time to walk or run.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else to cover.
All right. Everybody's
Good
got
to
some
see
thinking to do and
everybody.
a couple events to talk about.
Joe, did you get that reimbursement check from me?
I did, thank you.
Okay, because mail has been so incredibly slow.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm still getting Christmas cards.
Yeah,
I'm sure mine are still getting into people. Yeah, it is true. I got it weeks ago and it was deposited. So let me know if the check doesn't clear because
no,
I think I deposited it.
Paula will get me the next statement. It's fine. I just want to make sure you got your part.
Yeah, I did. Thank you very much. That
Okay.
was very.
So Carol,
it.
is there an automatic extension on our sewer bill?
Oh, you know, we getting checks now, opening checks that are dated early December. And some are completely missing. Some people's checks just never arrive. So if there's anybody who got like dinged, you know, and it didn't show up, just give us a call. We can easily, the penalty is very minor, but anybody who has one and we'll reverse it because it's just a bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been.
Still waiting on a Christmas present that was mailed December 3rd, I think.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're still waiting. And Elliot registered to vote in Georgia because he goes to school there, and his ballot, it was supposed to be processed on the 17th of December, and he got it on election day, so it was too late to
Oh,
count. He
Shame.
did use it, and he registered a complaint, but you know, I think he was happy with the result, so it didn't matter. But he was on the phone with the Georgia elections officials several times.
For him.
Yeah,
good for him.
but
Life lesson.
yeah. So, all right. Well,
All right,
luckily
folks.
Zoom still works.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.